James Webb Telescope refute the Big Bang theory. The James Webb Space Telescope was eagerly anticipated before its launch last year. However, now that the world's most potent and costly telescope is operating, the JWST has the potential to flip astronomy on its head with a single discovery. The newest JWST photos indicated that the Big Bang hypothesis did not occur, infuriating the scientific community. Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will be talking all about how James Webb Space Telescope proved the Big Bang hypothesis false. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The James Webb Space Telescope achieved a new record in terms of labor hours. During decades of development, the telescope consumed millions of hours. With a cost of $10 billion, no other telescope compares. Because it had to fit with the launch rocket, the James Webb Space Telescope was also an engineering challenge. Engineers had to design it to fold in many places since no rocket could hold it. The giant heat shield had to be unfolded as it went to its permanent home, and it wasn't even the most dangerous aspect of the telescope. The reflecting mirror, the focal point, had to be dismantled and folded into 18 parts. It was suspectable due to the plethora of possible difficulties, and the engineers and scientists who worked on it held their breath during the launch. Their fears were exacerbated by the fact that the JWST is virtually beyond repair or upkeep. The telescope is 1 million miles from Earth, making it difficult to dispatch a repair crew if anything goes wrong. Because there is no prospect of recharging, the mission ends when the fuel runs out. However, the risks connected with the JWST are significantly surpassed by the advantages. It promises to expand our knowledge of the cosmos in ways no scientific instrument has. Consequently, scientists from across the globe have been lining up to use the massive telescope to probe SACE since it was declared operational. However, none of them were prepared for one of the worst revelations the telescope had in store for them immediately. After just a few weeks of operation, the James Webb Space Telescope has already generated photos that disproved the Big Bang hypothesis. Because of the popularity on the blockbuster TV program The Big Bang Theory, the Big Bang has become the gospel of astronomy, and many people use it to explain the universe's beginnings. The Big Bang idea is based on the work of a priest-turned-astronomer George Lemaitre, who proposed in 1927 that the universe initially originated as a single point. He argued that the cosmos has grown and extended to its present extent and could do so indefinitely. A few years later, famed astronomer Edwin Hubble, for whom the Hubble Space Telescope was named, expanded on Lemaitre's proposal. Hubble discovered that other galaxies were moving away from us and that distant galaxies were moving faster than close ones. The astronomer deduced that the cosmos was still expanding, just as Lemaitre had predicted. If objects were going away, they had previously been closer together. According to the Big Bang hypothesis, when the universe started, it was nothing more than hot tiny particles mixed with light and energy. The temperature lowered as everything grew and took up more space. The tiny particles then clumped together to create atoms, which eventually clumped together to form the stars and galaxies we see today. These early stars created bigger atoms and atomic groups, resulting in the development of new leads. Galaxies crashed and fused into a chaotic cosmic show at the exact moment. As new stars created and died, other objects like asteroids, comets, planets, and black holes formed. All of this occurred over 14 billion years ago. But what if the Big Bang didn't happen? While many scientists may be hesitant to consider this notion since it has been a cornerstone of contemporary astronomy, the JWST is unapologetic with its most recent batch of photographs. While the public is charmed by the JWST's breathtaking photos, scientists struggle to explain their discrepancy with the Big Bang hypothesis. The photos have the disadvantage of depicting several galaxies that are strikingly smooth, tiny, and ancient. But why do smooth, tiny, and ancient galaxies defy the Big Bang theory? Begin with the overly slight angle. Assuming the universe is expanding, an unusual optical illusion must occur. The fact is that galaxies and other naturally occurring objects in space do not become smaller as they go further away. They should become more prominent and more significant after a specific time. Consider this, if you're wondering why. It's because their radiance is meant to have faded. They moved in closer, the opposite of what we experience in non-expanding space when things look smaller in proportion to their distance. The presence of smaller galaxies in JWST photos cannot be disguised by scientists who have examined them. These photos depict galaxies 2 to 3 times smaller than those seen in Hubble Space Telescope photographs of galaxies with brightness and mass more excellent than the Milky Way. The redshifts of the new galaxies are also 2 to 3 times greater. It is not predicted that an expanding universe will behave this way if the universe is not expanding and redshift is proportional to distance. The JWST discovers galaxies that are precisely the same size as the closest galaxy to us. To compensate for the positive optical illusion caused by the Big Bang, these distant galaxies must be inherently tiny. The GHz 2 has a far greater illuminance than the Milky Way. However, calculations show that its estimated radius is merely 300 light-years or 150 times that of the Milky Way. Its surface brightness or brightness in terms of area would be 600 times that of the closest galaxy. Its density would be millions of times larger than the density of the galaxies we can see now. Mighty Mouse galaxies, which are small, highly dense galaxies, are required for the Big Bang hypothesis to be correct. James Webb Space Telescope has exacerbated the situation significantly. According to the hypothesis, tiny galaxies evolve into modern galaxies by colliding with one another, causing them to combine as they spread out. To demonstrate this form of fusion, imagine an excellent small automobile that is a centimeter long yet weighs as much as an SUV. Consider it was colliding with a slew of other magical vehicles as it evolved into a genuine SUV. This is when the JWST photos begin to undercut the Big Bang idea. Even though the representation seems impossible initially, you can expect to observe some wenders in the collision autos. Therefore, proponents of the Big Bang theory anticipated finding galaxies with significant scars or rough edges from the impact they experienced or survived. However, the JWST's revelation of extraordinarily smooth disks and perfect spiral patterns caused them off guard. Their appearance is identical to that of current galaxies. Data revealed that the images had almost 10 times as many smooth spiral galaxies as the theory expected. This casts doubt on the notion that galaxy mergers occur frequently. In other words, this information refutes the merger theory. Now, what happens when galaxy mergers are few? The thing is that galaxies cannot become so massive without merging. This implies that more giant galaxies have always been enormous and have never been small. It also implies that the optical illusion that expanding universe theory predicted does not exist. Since the absence of illusion indicates the lack of expansion, the illusion is unavoidable in Cree's prediction. Next, let's examine the two historical aspects. This is similar or same as too many. The JWST uses a variety of filters to capture images in the infrared region of the spectrum. Astronomers can see the colors of far-off galaxies thanks to this. Astronomers use it to determine how old the stars are in these galaxies. Older, more excellent stars are yellow or red, whereas scorching young stars are blue. According to the Big Bang theory, the most distant galaxies in the JWST images are currently visible as they were 400 to 500 million years after the universe's creation. But some of these galaxies have star populations that are more than 1 billion years old. These galaxies prove that there was no Big Bang since nothing could have existed before. Since there can be a galaxy older than the Big Bang, the more backward the JWST scans, the fewer galaxies it should observe. If the Big Bang theory is correct, it would eventually stop observing galaxies or descend into the dark ages of the cosmos. However, scientists are showing that even 100 million years after the alleged Big Bang, galaxies as massive as the Milky Way are widespread. According to the scientists, the new JWST images show at least 1,000 times as many galaxies as theories predicted at a redshift greater than 10, suggesting that many massive galaxies may have formed rapidly. That suggests that there was no Big Bang, which is highly implausible. Let's stop here and consider what might happen. If the Sun's scientific community acknowledged the Big Bang theory's flaws, then a new explanation for the origin of the cosmos must exist. Plasma filamentation, which has been probed for about 50 years, is one. This process may be explained by applying physical principles found in laboratories. Most matter in space, including stars and interstellar space, is made of plasma, an electrically conducting gas. Only the Hubble River and shift relation would require a new physical process to account for the energy loss that occurs as light travels over such vast distances. Plasma filamentation is one of the fundamental processes in plasmas that scientists have recognized and researched. This is the process by which electric currents and the magnetic fields they generate draw plasma into the lasing network of filaments observed at all scales across the universe. Plasma filamentation is one of the fundamental processes that gave rise to planets, stars, galaxies, and other structures. Plasma filamentation is also critical in the effort to create artificial fusion energy. The JWST is simply doing its job by introducing us to new ways of viewing the universe. It is already causing scientists to speculate on what would happen if the Big Bang did not occur. That is all for this video. Don't forget to like and share this video. We will be back soon with another informative video. See you soon.